Hello fellow guitar geeks! Brian Wampler has released his take on one of my favourite pedals of all time, the Rat. The Wampler pedal is called the Ratsbane, and in this video we're going to check out the sounds, we're going to go through the features because it's got a few extra bells and whistles, we're going to open it up and have a sneaky look inside, and we're going to see if Wampler pedals have a hit on their hands. And now the fun starts. I've got my Maybach Albatross that's going directly into the Ratsbane, which is going into the Fender Deluxe Reverb, into the vintage V30s in the Harley Benton cab with an E906 from Sennheiser into your ears. Let's get some sound. And Ratsbane. There is plenty of gain on tap. Let's play around with the filter. So let's filter nothing. Alright, it's very ratty, it's very overdriven, it's very bitey, it's very, it's not too harsh. That's surprising. Let's put the filter all the way down now. Indeed, let's add some more distortion. Turning that up. Okay, that's too filtered for my liking. Max distortion. Okay, Brian, it has all the hallmarks of what a Rat should sound like. So when you're upping the distortion, it increases the compression and it makes it fuller and brings out the harmonics as it should. We also have some extra switches on the Ratsbane, which means that I should go over and explain them. But I kind of want to play around a little bit more first. One of my favorite things to do is to take the filter all the way off. Incidentally, the filter works in reverse on a Rat. So as you're turning it clockwise, it reduces the amount of highs, making it more muffled. But I like to open up the filter completely, stick it on the neck pickup, and get some kind of fuzzy, almost, well, maybe synthy. So here we go. I could do with a bit more clarity. Maybe it needs both pickups. A bit more distortion. So far, the Ratsbane is giving me exactly what I need from a Rat. I had a Rat a long time ago. It was one of my main distortions, and I went away from it because it was too fizzy, too top-endy, too ear-scratching. Makes you want to get inside and scratch your ear sometimes. But this one doesn't have so much of that top-end fizziness, that top-end nasty harshness. It does, however, have 3 knobs and 2 switches, so let's just define what they do. I'm not going to tell you that this is where the guitar signal goes in and this is where it comes out and that's where the power goes in. That would be ridiculous, so I'm not going to tell you that. The Ratsbane has the 3 knobs you'd expect, but not in the order that they come in on the Proco Rat. So you've got volume on the left and distortion on the right, with filter being in the middle. You've also got 2 switches, and the first switch we'll talk about is the voice switch. It's currently on the left-hand side in stock mode, which is what we've been hearing so far. If I now switch the voice switch to the right, we've now got a tighter sound and the compression is different. Apparently the clipping style is different. Back to the voice 1, or the stock setting. Switching it back to the Wampler mode, I'm going to call it, it's less fuzzy, it is more distorted, but I want to make it even less distorted. Let's see if we can make it into an overdrive. Turn it off. Let's switch it back to the stock voice. Yeah, all right. Let's put it back to the stock voice and talk about the gain switch. Again, with the gain switch in the middle, it's the stock mode, unaffected, unmodded, Brian's take on the Rat circuit. If you switch it to the left, it's got more gain. Come on, you tiny little switch. And if you switch it all the way to the right, it's got most gain. In this mode, we're pushing all the frequencies with more gain. In the left-hand mode, we're pushing just the mids and the high frequencies. Let's have more gain, so push those mids and those highs. And now let's push everything, including the bass. In making this video, Brian Wampler sent us some information, and he said that the distortion pots in the original Rat were 150Ks, but most of the modern ones were only 100K. And Wampler have made this with the 150K, giving it more gain. And as we all know, with great gain comes great noise. But it's still a Rat. That reminds me, if you do want to see a comparison of the Rat pedals that I have, which I think I've got about 15 Rats, then click the subscribe button and I'll make that video for you. Also, let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. I know I've thrown some of my opinions in there already, but I think we should move on to the review of the pedal. The Ratsbane, in my opinion, does Rat very, very well. It sounds great. It's fun to play. It's got lots of distortion on tap. Those nice little switches do add a lot more fun. You can certainly get even more versatility out of a pedal that's already versatile. So it really does go from overdrive through to distortion, through to fuzz. That is a plus. Let's talk about the design and the look, because it is important. It has to look cool and make us feel good. We've spent our money wisely when we put it on our pedal board, and it's hard to get a cool design on a micro pedal. It's like when artwork went down from LPs, from records to CDs. It was never quite the same. However, I think Wampler have done a rather good job with this Plague Doctor. And full disclosure, I was involved with the naming of this pedal. Wampler asked me to put forward some ideas for the name of the pedal, and they didn't go for it. But now you have the Ratsbane, and I think it's a really cool name. Although Wamprat would have been cool, you know. But I guess that's a Disney Star Wars issue. So yeah, the Plague Doctor look is maybe a little bit too on point for 2020 and 2021 right now, but I like that. Let's have some fun with our lives. The layout of the pedal is what it is. I mean, for me, it's hard to get my fingers in those switches. Luckily, I don't think you'd be switching it, you know, mid-song. I think you'd switch it maybe for a song at the beginning or at a gig, or maybe you just choose your favorite setting and go for it. In the studio, this is no issue. Live, it might be an issue, but with a standard Rat, with other Rat pedals, you don't really get those switches, so quit your whining. It does slightly frustrate me that the distortion and the volume are around the other way, because I've learned the old way and now I have to learn something new. But that's my fault, not Wampler's fault. I enjoy a challenge. Let's talk about the cool factor, which is kind of linked to the design and the sounds and the legend, I guess. So the legend of the Rat exists, the legend of Wampler pedals exists, and now they've been combined. Does it equal more cool or less cool? Only you can really answer that, but in my opinion, it's more cool because you've got a micro pedal that sounds really good and looks pretty fantastic as well. I am sure that there are people watching this video and people who haven't even made it this far in the video, and they will click or have already clicked buy now somewhere on someone's link. And if you do want to click buy now, there's some affiliate links in the video description. You can help me out at no extra cost to you. Thanks very much. There are some obvious quick questions that I can think of that I need to answer, and the first one is, does it sound like a Rat? You can decide on that, but in my opinion, it absolutely is a Rat pedal and sounds phenomenal. Number 2, is the filter wired backwards like on a Rat pedal? Yes, it is. So if you've learned that with a Rat, then you just have to carry on with this. But as I've mentioned already, the volume of distortion's around the other way, so you have to relearn that. It is what it is. Number 3, does it sound good on a track? I think it does. I put all the guitars through the Ratsbane, including the bass. So sometimes when you put bass through distortion pedals, they lose their bass. They just become fizzy and nasty and you can't hear that bottom end anymore. That's not the case with the Ratsbane. Also, I got some nice bitey guitars for the rhythm parts, and then a nice smooth, fuzzy, but not too overdriven lead for the lead parts with the Paul Gilbert FRM 300. Using only one distortion on that track and dialing in some different sounds was super easy and barely an inconvenience. I guess the biggest question is, does it have an LM308 chip? Let's open it up and find out. That's it. That's inside the pedal, and there is no LM308. I don't know if he was joking, but Brian said there was space to put an LM308 in there, so I don't know if he meant that you could put it on the board or you can just throw it in the case, but I have one in a Brat. So future video, we'll open that up a little bit more and see if we can put the fabled LM308 in there. If not, does it really matter? The build quality is superb, as you'd expect from a Wampler pedal, but as we're talking about things that matter, the paint is a little drippy, so I've got a bubble just there, and around the edge seems not great. I don't want drippy paintwork on a pedal that costs 150 bucks. So I contacted the guys at Wampler about this, and they assured me that only the very first few will come out with paint issues like this, because they're going out early for people like me. So hopefully the one you get will be absolutely pristine, and quite honestly that's a very small thing to moan about. But I have to point it out, you know, because I noticed it. Sorry, Brian. Regarding whether you should buy it and whether I recommend it, only you can decide if it sounds good. I can tell you it's built well and it's a joy to use. I do recommend you go and watch other YouTube videos of the pedal, or if you can actually get your hands on one to test, do that. That's the best thing you can do. Test it with your rig. Ultimately, if you are a fan of Rat pedals, you need this one. This is a great Rat. If you're just looking for any old Rat, this might not be the one for you. However, this does have some extra features that I would recommend you testing out. It's built in America, it's Wampler, it's a Rat. It could even be one of the only drive pedals you need, because it does do that overdrive very, very well, even though it's Ratty-esque. It does distortion beautifully, as it should, being a Rat. It does fuzz fairly well. So I would never call the Rat a fuzz pedal. I need more from a fuzz. But if you're looking for fuzz tones on lead, that could be the one. I would like to hear what you think though, so let me know down in the comments section. And as I've mentioned, the comments section, that means it's the end of the video. And as it's the end of the video, you've made it to the end of the video club to prove that you are a member of this prestigious elite. When you leave your comment down below, please also include the phrase #1 Rat fan, because I find that amusing, and also the people that don't watch this part of the video will have no idea what's going on. All that's left for me to say is thank you to Wampler for sending out the Ratsbane for this paid review. Thank you to you for watching, and if you want some more of the Guitar Geek videos, then there's some more floating on your screen over there, you see? And if you really, really want to join in the fun, click the subscribe button down there and smash the like and all that sort of stuff. I don't know why I said that. Alright, see you later. Bye!